Decluttering is so satisfying. I wanted to show you a way that I decluttered paper and made something that will be easy to treasure. If you are a gardener, then you know that when you prune a plant, it feels like it makes space for new growth. After you shed all the non-green leaves, you look at your plant, and it's amazing that new buds appear just a couple of days later. Decluttering makes me feel that way, and it always makes me wonder how much of our growth relies on first trimming what we no longer need in our lives. What do we need to release so that we can keep flourishing? Letting things go is always a reward in and of itself. I decluttered a ton before we moved west, and I ended up with one keepsake box for me and one for Rich, and I had separately digitized all of our photos. And now that we're here in California, I did the next layer of excavation through our old papers and files, and I shed a huge amount of old files. So much paper. And I realized we've gone years without ever opening these files. I let go of envelopes and newspapers and magazines and only kept the fragments of things that I felt were real treasures and keepsakes that have meaning for us alone. And I made each of us an art journal. This way we can easily pick up the book and page through it and find what we want to reminisce about. What I also like is that there's room to add more things in the future, and there's now a place for the meaningful notes and cards and mementos we want to save. If we have some time at the very end of life to look back at our memories, I know these journals may be very special to us then. And they probably won't have any meaning for those loved ones who handle our estate after we die. But I'm also really happy to know that they won't have to sort through tons of file folders just to make sure that there's nothing of importance in them. So here is my art journal. I have some things from my childhood, including things I haven't laid eyes on in probably 50 years, like a birthday card from each of my grandmothers, my note to the tooth fairy that my dad penned for me when I lost my first tooth, and even a couple of drawings from kindergarten. I have a few notes and letters from my dad, and even one from my mom, who died in 1981. I didn't even realize I still had something in her handwriting. And then also notes from my stepmom. My biggest correspondent has been my lifelong friend, Phil. I think I've saved all the cards and letters he has written to me over the years, and they are so special to me. I also have special notes from my work life, from colleagues, and from bosses. I let a lot go and just kept the really important ones. Here are some remembrances about my sister Missy, who died when she was 47. Some notes from soul artists, from nieces and nephews. Some things I want to remember about philanthropy. These are some notes from my brother and his family, from my sister Beth, from my niece Sarah and her family. A couple of pages for our animal companions with room to grow. Here are some pages that are devoted to my sister Teresa, and there will be another Teresa section later in the book because I have a lot from her. Some special notes and cards from Rich, from memorials of close friends and families, some other notes from special friends. And then here is Rich's book, which is set up in a similar way, things that are meaningful for him. Having everything here makes it easy to pick up and spend a few minutes savoring the memories, which boosts happiness. And there's plenty of space for future growth. So that's how I decluttered some paper. I like using these envelopes that are pasted in, that hold notes and letters, and I have some wonderful mementos of trips and vacations. So what's here is purely sentimental for us. So that's how I decluttered some paper. Please share your decluttering tips.